Now we're going to just start by centering yourselves on your mat. So come to a comfortable seated position on your mat. Make sure your glutes are moved away from your sitting bones, so you can actually use your hands to lift your glutes away from your sitting bones and root them into the earth. Bring your belly button to your spine, reducing the curve in your low back. Inhale, grow long through the sides of your body. Bring your shoulders to your ears, and exhale, bring your shoulders back so your shoulder blades are together behind you, and just relax your arms, your shoulders. You can put your palms face up on your knees. Close your eyes and breathe for a moment. So today's theme that we'll be working with is space. Space is a masculine theme because masculine energy holds, and without space we wouldn't have anything. Space holds all matter. It allows our bodies to be held together so that we're not tense and crumpled and just collapsing. So on your mats today, we're going to practice cultivating space. Where can you find space in your body? Where can you create more space? Right now, as you sit and breathe, can you acknowledge that you have, by joining us here today, created a space for you to just be? And for today, can you honor that space? Tap into your breath. Inhale through your nose, fill your lungs to completion, pause at the top of your breath, and part your lips. Exhale, H-A. Let yourself sigh. Inhale. Pause at the top, and exhale, sigh. Do that one more time with your lips parted. Make sure your exhale is audible. When we sigh like that, it tones our vagus nerve, the nerve that runs through our whole system, from the tips of our heads, down our neck, through our bodies and down our legs. And what it does is it tells your nervous system to relax. And that's why we naturally sigh throughout our day, but we have the power to access that action and that same physiological response at any time. So tapping into your Ujjayi breath, it's almost the same, except on your exhale, instead of parting your lips, you're going to make the same audible sigh, but with your lips closed. So inhale, fill your lungs all the way. Pause at the top and exhale with your lips closed. Audible sigh. Do that 3 more times. Inhale. Toning at the back of the throat, audible exhale. Can you make your inhale audible as well? And exhale. Continue breathing like this at your own pace. This slight toning at the back of your throat that allows your breath to be audible. This is called your Ujjayi breath, and it is the yoga breath. During your yoga practices, tap into this breath that allows you to sip a gulp of air so slowly and really absorb it. And exhale any toxins, any buildup, or any tension that is in your body. When you're ready, come onto your hands and knees, onto your mat. Keep your toes curled under. And pedal out your hands for a moment. In order to make space in our lives, we have to consider our foundation. We always have to consider our foundation. So the foundation of your palms is in the four corners of your palm. We initially want to root down through our index finger ball mound and the ball mound of our thumb. So your L's, that's what you want to grab through mostly in your hand. That way you're not dumping your weight into the outer edge of your wrist and causing wrist problems. So your fingers are spread wide. The inner lining of your hands comes to the outer edge of your shoulder. So your hands are a little wider than shoulder width apart. Plug your index finger mound in and just paw your hands on your mat like a cat. And just feel into the foundation of your palms. You can adjust your toes as well, feeling the fascia of the backs of your feet stretch. Inhale, lift your knees just a micro inch off the ground. And exhale, push into your hips, creating an inverted V, downward facing dog. Your ears come between your shoulders and look towards your toes. Pedal out your feet here for a moment. Find some movement. Send your breath to the backs of your legs. Inhale, lift your right heel up towards the sky. Drop it slightly to the left side of the room, creating an opening with your right hip. Your knee is sending towards the ceiling. And there's equal weight in both of your hands, so you're not leaning more on one side. Breathe here. Inhale your foot back straight behind you, and exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Drop your left knee, and walk your front foot a little further forward. You can grab some blocks if you have them, or you can come onto some stacked books. You can grab something beside you, but what I want you to mind is your shoulders. So our shoulders are not coming forward, they're back. They're on our back. So instead of this, you're gonna see this. And we're always leading with our heart. So with a lunge in your front knee, you can even shift your front foot forward more, your back leg back. Inhale, lunge into your front knee and feel the stretch along your left hip. Exhale, send your glutes to your back foot and flex your front toes towards your face. Inhale, lunge into your front leg, feel that front hip stretch, and exhale, back, feel that front leg stretch. Inhale forward, and exhale back. Flexing your front toes, leading with your heart always, so your shoulders never come forward. You can melt over your front thigh as much as you can, as long as you're leading with your heart. So never hyperextending, never going too far to throw ourselves out of alignment. The next time you're forward, plant your hands just around your front foot and step back into a downward facing dog. Pedal out here for a moment. Notice the difference you've created in your legs. Feel where there might be a little bit more space now on one side than the other. And with the intention to create balance, we're going to do the other side. So inhale your left foot up and back behind you, heel to the sky. Exhale, drop your heel slightly to the right, opening your knee towards the ceiling, opening your hip, creating a stretch along the side of your body. Make sure you're planted in both hands evenly. Inhale your left leg back, and exhale, step your left foot between your hands, drop your right knee.
And shimmy your right knee back or your left foot forward. So you're in an extended lunge. Inhale, lunge into your front leg. Feel the stretch along your front hip. And exhale, sit back towards your heel. Toes come towards your face. Inhale forward, feel that lunge, and exhale back. Flow with your breath at your own pace, and use your breath to create some levity, some lightness. Honor your body exactly where it's at, and feel into those spaces. Next time you come forward, plant your hands and step back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels. And this time, very slowly, linking the movement to breath. Can you inhale, lift onto the balls of your toes as much as you can, and exhale, swing your heels to the left and drop them. Feel the stretch in the right side of your body. Inhale, come back up to the center, and exhale, drop your heels to the right. Feel the stretch in the left side of your body. Inhale, come up, exhale to the right. Sorry, to the left, and then inhale, come up, and exhale to the right now. Do this 2 more times, one on each side. Always linking the movement with our breath. Our breath supports us. It creates strength, and it creates space for some ease. Slower than you want to, with a micro bend in your knees, begin to walk your feet towards your hands and fold over your thighs. Let your torso hang. Remembering that our neck is an extension of your spine, let your neck hang. You can nod your head yes, shake your head no. Feel your spine lengthening and the strength in your legs holding you. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your shoulders onto your back, creating a flat tabletop, and exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Reach your arms above your head, palms together, and exhale, draw your hands down through heart center and alongside your waist. I'm gonna do 2 more sun breaths like this, so inhale and exhale. 1 more, this time bend into your knees and get a scoop. Really scoop that energy above you and drag it down through your heart. Know that there is infinite amount of energy all around you, within you. So much potential, infinite potential that you can grasp onto. Take a moment just to breathe, just to feel into your body. Where have you created space in your legs? Where can you find space in this moment to just exist? Beautiful. So what we're going to do now is some single leg balancing. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands and step back into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up behind you. Drop your heel, open and stack your hips. Reach your leg back behind you. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. This time, drop your left heel so that your feet are in a T formation. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. And begin to open up along the side of your body towards the wall. Make sure the outer edge of your left foot is planted and grounded. Feel the length stretching up the sides of your body. Reach your left arm overhead. Your palm is towards the floor. And just breathe here for a moment. This is your side angle pose. Let go of any tension. If you're clenching your fists, your jaw, if you're holding your breath, let go of that and just feel the fullness of this moment. You are strong, you are powerful, and your arm is not going to fall off, so keep breathing. See if with every breath you can find more length and more energy radiating through the side of your body. Inhale, without changing your legs, lift your torso and stretch your arms to the front and back of the room. Make sure your front knee is tracking over your ankle so it's not tipping inwards, it's coming out. Your hips are open to the wall in front of you. And your gaze looks over your front fingers going to the front of the room. This is your warrior two pose. Can you recognize that when we invest in our strength, we're able to expand? So with your breath, feel the energy that you cultivate expand through your fingertips, as if you're shooting laser beams to the front and back of the room. Can you tap into that warrior energy within you and feel it? Send it. Breathing. Make sure your tailbone is slightly tucked so our backs aren't curved and your belly button is to your spine, always maintaining alignment. Exhale, drop your back hand, lift your right arm up towards the ceiling and begin to reach it overhead. This is your reverse warrior and your legs stay the same. You might be having a little conversation with your legs right now. They might be feeling a little shaky. Continue to tap into their strength and honor your own strength. Don't give up on yourself. You're worth it. Inhale back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg, maintaining a slight micro bend. Plug down through the ball mound of your big toe. Reach your front arms forward and begin to reach down for your leg. When we reach for our legs, we're not pushing into it so that our knees don't bend backwards. We're maintaining a soft micro bend, and see if you can slowly begin to slide down your leg. Our arms and shoulders are on our backs so that our chests and heart are open to the side of the room. And just send yourself into your pyramid pose. Into your triangle pose, wherever you can. You don't need to reach the earth. Just honor where you are. Feel that extended stretch. Feel your expansive space. And see if with every breath you can expand just a little bit more. Bend into your front knee. Plant your hands to frame your front foot and step back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. You can open your mouth, HA, sigh. Pedal out your feet. We're going to take care of the other side, create that balance. So kick your left heel up and back behind you. Drop it slightly to the right so your hips open, knee comes to the ceiling. Inhale your leg back up behind you and exhale, step it between your hands. Drop your right heel, creating a T formation with your feet, and come up on with your forearm to your left thigh. Right arm reaches overhead towards the front of the room. And breathe. Feel your outer edge of your right foot grounding into the earth, and draw the energy of the earth up through your leg, through the side of your body, and out your fingertips. Let go of any tension or clenching. See if you can smile here. And know that you're doing so good for yourself. Thank yourself in this moment for nurturing your body. Inhale without changing your legs. Lift your torso. Arms go to the front and backs of the room. This is your warrior pose. Tuck your belly in, tailbone in slightly so that we have alignment through our spine. And bring your head back just a little bit. Twist your head to look to your front fingers. Make sure your shoulders are onto your back together. And lunge into your front foot. Feel your strength. Feel your strength allow you to expand. And how expanding can sometimes make you feel a little bit vulnerable, a little bit open, perhaps to failure, to injury. But it also allows us to experience life. So in this moment, whatever doubts you may have already set for yourself, can you let them go and just expand? Exhale, drop your right arm, lift your left arm up and overhead. Feel the stretch through the side of your body. This is your reverse warrior. Make sure that your back thigh is strengthened, magnetizing to the wall behind you. You're lunging into your front foot and you're reducing the curve in your low back by tucking your tailbone slightly. Inhale back to warrior. This time straighten your front leg, maintaining a slight micro bend so we don't hyperextend. Reach your front fingers forward and begin to tilt so that your front fingers go down, your right fingers come up towards the ceiling. You can rest on your leg or some blocks, but make sure that you do not hyperextend your left knee. So there's always a slight bend in your knee, creating strength and support and protection. With every breath, can you bring your shoulders back behind you, creating more expansion through your chest? Reach your fingertips up and simultaneously down. So we're not collapsing into our bottom arm. We expand. You can bend into your front knee, plant your hands, and step back to downward facing dog. Pedal out here. Beautiful. Find 3 deep breaths. You can come to your knees if you need a break on your arms or your wrists. Just bring your knees wider than hip width apart, your big toes together. Send your hips back towards your feet and extend your arms out in front of you. Melt your heart. This is your child's pose. You can come on to a seated position whenever you're ready. Extend your legs out in front of you and move your glutes away from your sitting bones. And just bounce out your legs for a moment. We've given our legs a lot of attention. So we're going to give them a little bit of a stretch. And then we're going to work on our chests a little bit. So this is more of a yin pose, which is feminine and receptive. This is called Dandasana. So our toes are flexed towards our face. We grow along through the sides of our body, shoulders back, and without moving your shoulders. So your chest is the most forward part of you. Also tuck your chin in just a slight bit so that once again your chest is the most forward part of you. When we begin to fold and hinge at the hips, our shoulders, our necks, our chests, they don't change. So we're leading with our heart. That might not mean that we can reach our feet, because we don't want to reach our arms out in front of us. We want our shoulders on our backs. So do that for a second. Just notice the difference. Bring your arms all the way out in front of you. Curve your back. Bring your arms out in front of you. Curve your back. And then bring your shoulders behind you, but don't change your arms. Yes. So forward. And then your shoulders back behind you. So with that same shoulder engagement, can you reach for whatever part of your legs that you can? And exhale, fold. Use your legs, your shins, your feet, whatever you're grabbing to pull you forward just a little bit. And feel the expansion through the backs of your legs and even the backs of your feet as you engage your feet and really reach your toes towards your face. So your legs are fully engaged. We're breathing into them. And we're also creating a stretch. Two more breaths here. Make space for the hard things, because it carries us through to much better things. So even if this moment is a little challenging, can you honor it? Inhale, come to a seated position, lifting up. And you can kind of face more towards the wide edge of your mat if you need. We're going to do a wide-legged forward fold here. So once again, remove your glutes from your sitting bones so that you can make sure you're rooted into your foundation. Bring your heels to the ground, your toes towards your face. Your legs are as wide as they can comfortably be. You can create a little bit of a challenge for yourself, but don't ever lean into pain. Discomfort is good. Pain is not good. Inhale, grow up. Shoulders onto your backs, and exhale, forward fold. So we're leading with our hearts. Our gaze is always following our heart. And imagine if my hand is behind you right now. Can you push your head into my hand a little bit? That way your neck is in line with your spine. And you're leading with your heart. Your toes are flexed. Remembering that engagement along the backs of your legs, and fold. Find the beauty in the challenging moments in life. And use your breath to create a little bit of space for you to experience and feel exactly what comes. Inhale, come to a seated position. And exhale, we're going to roll over onto our bellies. You can create a pillow for your head. I'm just going to point my camera down a little bit. So we have 10 minutes left. Come onto your bellies. Create a pillow for your forehead. Bend your knees. And rock your feet from side to side. Windshield wiper. Maybe you can drop your feet more on one side than another. Know that that's okay. We create balance in yoga by taking the time so that we can balance our unbalanced lives and whatever unbalance that has created in our bodies. So you can drop your feet. Make sure your toes are flat against the ground beneath you. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders and make sure your forearms are directly ahead of you, fingers pointing to the front wall. Press into the ground with your hands as much as you can. Your arms are in a number 11 formation. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears and onto your back, and see how that creates an opening and an expansion in your chest. Imagine a beam of rainbow or white light coming out of your heart Beam that light forward. With your breath, can you charge your heart up with loving, slow, nurturing breaths? And shoot that energy out of your heart. Let your gaze follow exactly where your heart energy radiates. Can you slow down your breath? And feel into every nook and cranny of your shoulders, your chest, your back. Isometrically, without actually moving, imagine that you're drawing your elbows back towards your legs. Feel how that changes the engagement in your shoulders, just that slight perspective change. Continue to breathe here. Know that you're honoring yourself, your body. And when we lead with our hearts and we allow our gaze to follow our hearts, we invite more things in our lives to love. So always follow your heart and lead with your heart. Look at what you love, not what you hate. And see if you can find a little more honor for your heart, how it beats for you and expands for you, and always keeps you alive. You can curl your toes under, press up into your hands, and send your sitting bones towards your heels. You can extend your arms farther out in front of you and tent your fingers like you've got cupcakes under them and you're trying not to smush the frosting. So your arms are out in front of you, tented fingers. Reach your arms out as much as you can so that it allows space and expansion along the sides of your body to melt forward. Now see if you can lift the underlining of your arms or your armpits up, which brings your shoulders together onto your back and supports your heart so that it can melt forward. This is your puppy dog pose. Breathe into your shoulders and your arms. And when you're ready, come up to tabletop and begin to roll onto your back. So you can lie on your back. Bring your shoulders together behind you, tucking them under. And notice how that creates an external rotation of your arms, so your palms naturally want to face to the ceiling. Scoot your tailbone down without moving your shoulders so that that low back curve reduces. And bring the nape of your neck closer to the earth so that the curve in your neck also reduces. This is creating a slight tuck in your chin. Your feet are wider than hip width apart and let them fall to the outer edges of the room. Allow yourself to be held. This is a safe space for you to honor your body. With every breath, allow yourself to melt just a little bit more.
using your bicep as a pillow. And just rest here for a moment. You can come to a seated position when you're ready. Hands at heart center, eyes closed. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take a moment to bow into your heart and thank yourself for taking this time for yourself. Remember to expand into your authentic truth, into what feels right for you, into your calling. Always expand into what your heart leads you to. The light and shadow in me bows to and acknowledges the light and shadow in each of you. Namaste. Thank you everyone so much for joining. My Zoom is going to cut us off in a moment, so I apologize, but thank you so much for joining me, and I hope I can see you next time. My next class is going to be Tuesday at 7 a.m., so it's early, but if you can make it, please do. Thanks everyone. Have a great rest of your day.